What's up, guys? Just here back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a review for Friday Night Smackdown stuff. So let's go into it then. We see some arrival shots of various superstars getting to the DCU Center earlier today, as the crowd is heard and reacting to in the background inside the show venue for tonight. Greg Graves and Ray Barrett welcomes to the show as we get our first live shot inside the building. Of that note, the ring announcer introduces the winner of the 2024 Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, Miss Money in the Bank 2024, or Miss Tiffy in the Bank. Former WWE NXT Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. Stratton makes her way out to a big pop from the Worcester crowd and sells inside Score Circle with her Money in the Bank briefcase in hand. She says Toronto's own Trish Stratus may have been the host last weekend, but she was the real star of the show. She says Trish isn't here tonight and it's Tiffy time. The fans break out into a loud Tiffy time chant. Stratton tells Bailey and Liv Morgan to keep their heads on a swivel because their championship reigns are Tiffy time. Well, you can't have Liv Morgan now because of Rhea Ripley. As she continues to talk the theme for WWE Women's Champion, Bailey hits to cut her off. Bailey gets in the ring and has a back and forth with Stratton, which culminates with her telling Miss Money Bank that if she catches in on her, she promised she'll be the first woman to lose her cash in. The two continue to draw back and forth until the theme for Nia Jax hits. Out comes the 2024 Queen of the Ring and Bailey's opponent for WWE SummerSlam 2024 on August 3rd in Cleveland, Ohio. Jax tells the crowd their booze isn't an appropriate reaction for their queen. Bailey tells Nia Jax she's no longer the hugger. Bailey from WWE NXT. She says she's going to beat Jax at SummerSlam unless she slips on a banana peel. Jax fires back on the mic and Bailey saying she knows she's not a hugger. Bailey ain't Bailey anymore. Alright, she looks down at her exposed stomach and asks if she's BBL Bailey now. The crowd oohs and ahs at the line. Jax insists she has no issues with Stratton and calls Stratton my own personal Barbie doll. She vows to victimize Bailey at SummerSlam. A brawl breaks out with Jax and Bailey, which includes Stratton attacking Bailey from behind. Stratton and Jax work hand to hand and beating down the WWE Women's Champion in 2-on-1 fashion. Mission runs out with a candlestick to make the save, clearing Stratton and Jax of the ring. We head to commercial break. Nia Jax with Tiffany Stratton versus Mission with Bailey. So this is the first match. When we return from the break, we see Byron Saxton interviewing Chelsea Green and Piper Niven backstage. Green is wearing a neck brace and dismisses missive of Saxton the entire time. Back inside the DCU, we see Nia Jax and Mission in the ring ready for their scheduled one-on-one contest. The match is underway and is all Jax does far. The 2024 WWE Queen of the Ring uses her size and strength to dominate Mission in the early goings. Mission tries fighting back with an assortment of kicks, but when she goes for a DDT, Jax simply shrugs it off and takes back over control of the offense. We shift gears on that note to a mid-match commercial break as our opening match of the evening continues. As the show sells back and from the mid-match advertisement time, we see the action still in progress with Mission starting to fight into offensively. This isn't long-lived. However, as assist from Miss Tiffy in the bank leads to Nia Jax hitting her Nia later finisher off the ropes for the pinfall victory. Once the match wraps up, we see Stratton and Jax continue to beat down Mission, leading to WWE Women's Champion Bailey hitting the ring to try and make the save. Unfortunately for her, Miss Tiffy in the bank and the Queen of the Ring beat her down. As well, Stratton teases cashing in her briefcase until an offended Nia gives her the "How dare you" glare. So winner is Nia Jax. Alright, once the post-match scene following the women's singles opener wraps up, we shift gears into the commentary duo of Graves and Barry, who talks about Solo Sikoa scoring a pin over Cody Rhodes in the six-man tag team match main event at WWE Money in Bank in Toronto this past Saturday. From there, we head into an elaborate video package focusing on the bloodline and featuring Solo Sikoa seated at the head of the table delivering sound bites, which concludes with him promising that by the end of the night, everyone will acknowledge me. The commentators drive home that final quote after the package wraps up. Alright, next match is Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews versus Angel Umberto. After that, we return inside the DCU Center where we hear the familiar sounds of Baron Corbin's theme music as Corbin heads to the ring for advertised tag team action alongside Apollo Crews against the Legado del Fantasma duo of Angel and Berto. We should get us into a quick pre-match commercial break. When we return from the break, Grace and Barrett set up footage from the men's ladder match at the WWE Money in Bank 2024 PLE in Toronto this past weekend. We see highlights, then we shoot to a quick empty arena interview with Andrade, and Byron Saxton tells him many people are saying Andrade had a memorable star-making performance in the bout. As they talk briefly, they are interrupted by Carmelo Hayes, who confronted them from behind and says he was the real standout performer in the bout, and says many are telling him Andrade screwed him out of the win in that match. Hayes boasts about his accomplishments since joining the WWE main roster. Saxon asks Andre what's next. Andre takes off his glasses, points out to Carmelo Hayes behind him, and Carmelo says him. Hayes stands up and stomps to the interview segment. Back inside the DCU Center, Apollo Crews theme hits outcomes. He joins a partner Baron Corbin in the ring for our next match of the evening. So winners are Angel Alberto. Oh my god, I didn't realize that long thing. Alright, so we have a backstage segment. Randy Orton and stuff, and Cody Rhodes. When we return, we hear Grace promote special ticket package offers for the returning WWE Bad Blood premium live event later this year. Back live, we see Cody Rhodes sitting in the locker room with his suit and the WWE Universal Championship by his side. In comes Randy Orton, who takes a seat next to him. Orton tells Cody he knows at some point he'll find himself in the center of the ring tonight with a bunch of badass moments. He says he also knows that Cody wouldn't want him coming out to help. He says he needs him to know that if things go sideways, he is coming out. He's coming out because, as Cody knows, he will always have his back. He tells Cody that Kevin Owens isn't here tonight after last week, and he says that's his fault. He tells him there's going to be a lot of people gunning for Cody's title when things with the bloodline are all said and done. He reminds him again that even then, he'll always have his back. They pound fists, and Randy walks off. Alright, backstage we see Chelsea Green and Piper Niven still outside of Smackdown. General Manager Nick Aldis' office. Pretty Deadly walk up and try to go into his office, but Green and Niven slap their hands. They tell the women's tag team duo about their idea. They want to pitch Aldis for Pretty Deadly the musical. They tell them they'll have to get in the back of the line because they're talking to Aldis first. Out of Aldis' office pops LA Knight to a big pop from the crowd overheard in the background inside the DCU Center. Knight tells Green and Niven that Aldis says he's going to call them in soon after he does some other stuff. Knight begins walking like he's coming to the ring next. Now, however, we should gears into a commercial break. Back inside the DCU Center, we hear the familiar sounds of LA Knight's theme music, and out comes the megastar for our next segment of the evening. Knight gets on the mic, and as always, begins by saying, "Let me talk to you." He talks about being screwed out of the briefcase that was rightfully his in the men's money ladder match at the WWE Money in the Bank 2024 show this past Saturday in Toronto. He then goes on to show the footage of himself pinning the U.S. champion Logan Paul in the triple threat match he won to qualify for Money in the Bank duo, to the fact that he earned the victory via pin over the reigning United States champion. He spoke with Smackdown general manager Nick Aldis and got a contract drawn up for a LA Knight versus Logan Paul match for the United States Championship at WWE SummerSlam 2024 in Cleveland, Ohio. Knight reveals the contract has his signature and Aldis's. He says he'd love for Paul to come out and sign it as well, but he's not here tonight. He tells Paul that one way or another or the other, he'll get his signature on the contract, and he will beat him at SummerSlam to become the new WWE United States Champion. With everybody saying "L.A. Knight," yeah. All right. So next match coming up is Blair Davenport versus Naomi. An elaborate video package airs with Blair Davenport sending messages to the entire women's division on the WWE Smackdown brand. Once the package wraps up, we return inside the DCU Center where the theme for Blair Davenport hits and she makes her way into the ring for her next match of the evening. As she settles inside the square circle for a one-on-one showdown against Naomi, we should get into a quick pre-match commercial break. When we return from the break, we see a lengthy video package looking back at John Cena's WWE retirement tour announcement from the Money in the Bank PLE this past weekend. Trying to back live the DCU Center where essentially the lights go out when they come back on. The neon colors shine, and the fist pumping entrance tune for Naomi plays the women's WWE veteran sells in the ring, and the bell sounds to get this started. After some brief back for action, we head to a mid-match commercial break. When we return, Naomi picks up the win. So winner is Naomi. All right, we have a match here coming up. WWE Tag Team Championship hashtag DIY who are the champions versus A-Town Down Under. After the women's battle wraps up, we head to Out Over commentary desk where Wayback and Corey Graves set up the weekly progressive match for the week. Big match, which this time looks back at DIY defeating A-Town Down Under last week to become the new WWE Tag Team Champions. Once a progressive flow package concludes, the theme for Austin Theory hits. Outcomes when we turn Graves and Barrett announced next week's SmackDown in Omaha, which Logan Paul responding to LA Knight's SummerSlam challenge. Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes is also announced for next week of SmackDown. Alright, backstage we see Naomi walking the halls after her hard-earned victory over Blair Davenport. Moments she is approached by Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. The three share a hug and then do a talk about how Nick Aldis isn't here tonight, as they say that they happen to walk past Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and other superstars sitting outside Aldis' office waiting to talk to him. When they overheard the comment about Aldis not being here, they all scrambled to leave without being seen, looking pathetic or sitting around waiting for no reason. All except Green and Niven, who immediately bust through the door into Aldis' office. Cargill and Belair finish their chat with Naomi, and then Davenport approaches her. She pretends to be a good sport and shake hands, and then walk off. Green and Niven pop up Aldis' office and yell at Naomi's face that Nick Aldis is not even here. They storm out. As they do, Naomi is ambushed and attacked from behind by Davenport. Davenport leaves her lane and chuckles as she walks over her unconscious body. Back out inside the DCU Center, we see the Theory, joined by Grayson Waller in the ring. The A-Town Down Under duo await the arrival of the new WWE Tag Team Champions. The theme for DIY hits outcomes the team to beat A-Town Down under last Friday night to capture the gold. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa come out with their newly won gold to a big pop up from the Dayton crowd. The new champions and the champions turned challengers are settled in the ring and ready to rock and roll in this immediate rematch from last week's show. When the towels online, the bell sounds and off go. Waller and Ciampa kick things off in respective teams, and Waller tries sending Ciampa to the floor straight out of the gate. Ciampa avoids it and begins unloading on Waller with an offensive flurry. He looks for a spot on the floor, but almost backfires on him. The commentators talk about how Theory isn't playing games tonight, as he pushes past his partner at ringside to dodge a bullet and lay out Ciampa, shifting the offensive momentum into he and Waller's favor. On that note, we should gears into mid-match commercial break as the high-stakes championship clash continues. When we return from the break, we see Theory and Waller lose control of the offense as Ciampa and Gargano take over. Theory helps shifts the momentum back to the favor of A-Town Down Under, but ends up getting knocked out by his own partner Waller, who decks him by accident. This leads to DIY picking up the win to retain their tag team titles. Winners and still W tag team champions hashtag DIY. Alright, next we have a Bloodline segment coming up. Once the match wraps up, we see hashtag DIY duo Ciampa Gargano celebrating their second consecutive victory over A-Town Down Orton to retain their WWE Tag Team Championships. The camera angle switches to show Theory and Waller at ringside. Theory begins to confront Waller about what happened, but as soon as he does, the two are both being down by Jacob Fatu of the Bloodline, who appears out of nowhere. Jacob Fatu then heads into the ring and takes out the tag team champion hashtag DIY duo of Gargano and Ciampa. And what was essentially an offensive display and spotlight showcase on what Fatu was able to do in the ring. That was it. Elixir, whatever. All the hype he has garnered heading into WWE. Fatu beats down Theory, Waller, Gargano, and Ciampa all by himself in impressive crowd popping fashion. As Jacob Fatu stands tall in the ring over the fallen bodies of the two top teams on SmackDown, the theme for the Bloodline hits. Out comes the Tribal Chief, Solo Sikoa, accompanied by Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. They head down to join Fatu in the ring. As they do, we head to a quick commercial break. When we return, Solo gets on the mic and starts by demanding everyone acknowledge him. He tries to continue to talk as fans loudly chant, "We want Roman." He acknowledges the chant and says they screwed that up and don't deserve Roman, so you got me now. As he continues talking, he gets around to calling out WWE Universal Champion Cody Rhodes for a title showdown, the biggest party of the summer at WWE SummerSlam 2024 on August 3rd in Cleveland, Ohio. Out comes the American Nightmare to a huge pop for Worcester crowd, whatever. Cody talks about briefly, but ends up getting attacked by the Bloodline group of Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tonga Loa. They brutally beat him down for a bit until the theme for Randy Orton hits. The Viper runs out to a monster pop from the fans. Inside the DCU, Orton tries to make the save for Cody as he promised he would always have his back and made it clear that he would come out tonight if things went sideways for Cody with the Bloodline. That's exactly what he does for a bit. However, the numbers advantage ends up being too much for him to endure. The Bloodline ends up putting Orton through the commentary desk at ringside. They then continue their brutal the beatdown of the now bloody Cody Rhodes. They tie him up in the ring ropes and pose in front of him as Corey Graves talks about Cody having a real problem to deal with at WWE SummerSlam in the form of the new Tribal Chief Solo Sikoa. That's how the show goes off there and all that stuff. So yeah, good show and stuff, and man, that's crazy. But yeah, so good show tonight and stuff, and man, I can't wait for a woman to come back and see what happens. I bet she's gonna be after the match at SummerSlam and stuff. So I have a feeling. But anyways, that was it for this video. Hope you like it. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a comment or whatever, or not, whatever you guys want to do. I don't care. But anyways, that was it. And I'll see you guys in the next video for AW Rampage, which will be later tonight and stuff. So anyways, that was it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Laters.